And sooner or later, the people is going to feel the brunt of so many callbacks and so many contaminations amongst your food production that's been taking place in the society. And ultimately, these things is going to grow into a famine unfolding here in the society. You see, call Allah Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rahakwadash. Double honors to our teachers, the apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutations to the 144,000, the elect men of the nation of Israel that's teaching in truth, sincerity, and diligence for the sake of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, this lesson may be edifying and straight to the point. Yeah, the Lord, He's preparing a famine to unfold here in the society, and the stage is being set with so many callbacks on your food production from contaminations, from your farmlands being burned down or destroyed or even being shut down or going bankrupt. Though these things is ultimately going to come back full circle. Well, famine is ultimately going to unfold here in America, Babylon the Great. A great famine is going to unfold, and that famine in itself is going to bring in evils to increase here in this society. We see friends are going to fight one against another like enemies, and your neighbors is going to be invading one another because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. You see? And these things is growing. These is pretty much the stage being set for these things to unfold here in this society. And it's just a quick article from newsbreak.com. It says Alabama active E. coli outbreak has been found in ground beef. You see? So this is just another, because just a few months back, the E. coli contamination was in your fruit. So now it moved to the ground beef along with the H1N1 virus that's been found in your cow dairy farmlands. You got the zombie deer disease in your deers out there. The H1N1 bird flu has contaminated all your birds in these farmlands and things like that, the pottery farmlands, the chicken farmlands. So it's only a matter of time before these Americans start to feel the brunt of so many contaminations happening to their food production, and it's ultimately going to lead to a famine unfolding here in this society, man. And this is all the works of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. You see, the Lord is sending forth this famine. You see, and it's ultimately going to be for your destruction to those who are pretty much outside the counsel of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. If you dwelling amongst the world, the Lord is going to send forth a great famine to ultimately destroy you, man. It says Eat Well has sent out a warning to Alabamians about potentially dangerous ground beef, you see? And these things is also going to intensify. It's going to be a lot of things here in this society to come back with. Different pestilences, that's going to ultimately be dangerous to eat the meat here, even in the water. This guy got forever chemicals in water. And it all goes back to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. You see, real quick, this is Isaiah 3:1. It says, For behold, the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, do take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the 12 tribes as a whole, you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American Indians, the stay and the staff going into the stability and the support, the whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water, you see? So the Lord, He's about to cut these things off, man. You being able to go to grocery stores to get food banks, different programs that the so-called white man Eastside Edom got set up for you through the American government for you to get resources to food, like the WIC program, food stamps, different things like that. The Lord is going to cut all these things off, man. You see, and this is why we ultimately tell you to repent and return unto Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai in order to be kept safe from the famine. Because like the Lord say, at destruction and famine, thou shalt laugh. And that's going to be granted to those who repented and returned and seek the Lord while it was early. He also tell you how my servants should eat, but ye should be hungry. So you see the stage is being set for that hunger to come upon those who dwell outside the council, man. But as for those who are inside the council, who's diligently seeking Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, the Lord is going to make sure you fed in that day once that famine ultimately grow here in Babylon the Great. You see, why the Lord is cutting off the resources to these people, eating and things like that, He's going to make it to where you're going to be satisfied in the famine. You see, and these things is ultimately written, and these are the things that we have hope in, man. You see, while the world, they not looking upon these things to come upon planet Earth, it's going to catch them all of a sudden. But because we was making our calling and election sure, what the Lord say, he's not unlocked, he's not, what it says to forget your works and labors of love. Let me see real quick. Let me search that real quick. Yep, Hebrews 6 and verse 10. It says, for the Most High is not unrighteous to forget your works and labor of love, which ye have showed towards his name, and that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister. So the Lord is not going to forget our works and labors of love that we showed prior to the evils unfolding, man. So when the evils ultimately unfold, the Lord is going to make sure those who repented and returned unto him is kept safe and is going to be satisfied, while those who was outside the council, who was scoffing and mocking and refused to repent and return as an Israelite, you're going to be getting consumed by the things that's going to be taking place here upon planet Earth. Ultimately, when the famine started to grow, man, because you didn't believe that these things was ultimately going to come. This is Jeremiah chapter 14. In Jeremiah 14 and verse 15, it says, therefore thus said the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah concerning the prophets that prophesy my name, and I sent them not. Yet they say, sword and famine shall not be in this land. By sword and famine shall those prophets be consumed. You see, because you actually have people out there that's prophesying, that's telling people that a famine is not coming to America, that war, World War III is not going to take place on the soils of Babylon the Great, which is America. But the Lord said about sword and famine shall those prophets be consumed. So they're going to be consumed by the very thing that they were speaking against. And ultimately, those who was following after these prophets, you're going to be consumed right along with them. Tell you how if the blind follow the blind, they both fall into a ditch. If the blind leadeth the blind, they both fall into a ditch. You see? Verse 16, it says, and the people whom they prophesy shall be cast out in the streets of Jerusalem because of the famine and the sword, and they shall have none to bury them, their wives, nor their sons, nor their daughters, for I will pour their wickedness upon them. You see? So the scene is being set for this famine to increase and to grow and to ultimately take hold of Babylon, the great America, and it's ultimately going to destroy those who are outside the counsel of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. You following these false prophets, you following these false teachers, you heavily indulge in different spiritualities and deities, philosophies and doctrines that's being pushed here in America, Babylon the Great, where that's ultimately going to lead to your destruction, man. You see, because real quick, this is Ezekiel chapter 5 and verse 16. It says, when I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction. You see, this famine is pretty much brewing for your destruction, man. When it unfolds, it's going to bring forth great destruction to the planet Earth. Ultimately, right here in Babylon the Great, scriptures tell you how it be many of them that shall perish of famine, and those who escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. You see, so a lot of people is going to perish by way of the famine, by way of starvation, man. It says, when I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, and which I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and I will break your staff of bread. Yeah, so that article pretty much goes into the Lord increasing the famine, because that's just one event out of many, concerning the food production here in America, man. So the Lord is constantly increasing the famine, and when it unfolds, it's going to, all the farmlands burning down from the crops, from the mega drops, the crops not being irrigated, the government paying the farmers to destroy their crops. The H1N1 bird flu destroying all the birds, all the chickens, the zombie deer disease, the the H1N1 contaminating the dairy cow farmlands. All these things is ultimately going to come back full circle. And when it unfolds, it's going to unfold to a famine that was for your destruction, man. You see, the Lord's going to bring forth great destruction through this famine. You see, it says, so will I send upon you famine and evil beasts. You see, because you got creatures out there that you never laid eyes on because they lurk in the night. You see, but once the power grids go down, those creatures who rule in the night is going to suddenly end up in your front yard. Tell you how the beasts have changed their places, man. You're going to have wolves, bears, all sorts of things in your front yard, man. You know, creatures that you never seen before. Because Esau Edom, the so-called white man, he has a facility where he split gene animals and try to create new creatures, you know. And when he can't sell them on the black market, he let them go into the wild, man. And those creatures that he's letting go into the wild is going to end up in your yard. So you're going to experience those evil beasts. And they shall bereave thee, and pestilence and blood shall pass through thee. And I will bring the sword upon thee. I, the Lord, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, have spoken. So this is just a build-up for something greater that's about to come here to the planet Earth, man. It's going to be far outside your expectations. You see, because these people here in this society, expectations is for America to bounce back, for things to continue as they are. But the Lord is going to give you a whole new reality, man. You see, and if you haven't repented and returned to the Lord, this reality that the Lord is about to bring to the planet Earth is going to consume you and it's going to destroy you, man. You see? So why not repent, man? You know, real quick, this is the book of Job, chapter 5. And start at verse 20. It says, in famine, he shall redeem thee from death. You see? And in war from the power of the sword, thou should be hid from the scourges of the tongue. Neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine, thou shalt laugh. Neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. You see? Because when the Lord sends forth that famine, he's going to send forth those evil beasts as well. But those who repent and return to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai as an Israelite, you have to return to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai as an Israelite in order to be kept safe from the things that's going to take place here upon planet Earth, because it's going to be the Lord Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai that's orchestrating and sending forth these things to the planet Earth, and he's the only power that can deliver you and save you from the things that's going to be taking place. You see, but with that, I pray that you was edified, giving all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rahakwadash. Lord, went into this video. Shalom.